material is causing a lot of inflammation. It's going to give you a lot of problems if you don't take care of it. Now, most people, they just ignore these early signs. You're having problems, but you don't do anything with them. You think that it's just going to somehow go away naturally. I'm going to tell you guys now, none of that stuff is going to go away naturally. You have to take action, and it's not enough just to watch some videos online. You may come across different YouTube videos, or you come across different books, and you have all this knowledge in your head about how you can improve your health. But most people, what do? They do nothing. They just sit on their hands until the problem is so severe, and what do next? They go to the doctors, and now they're very tense. They're very worried about what the doctors will say. Maybe they want to give them different operations, different procedures, medications, prescriptions. So over here, I want you guys to first learn a little bit about your digestive system, because most people don't understand what that is all about. Your digestive system, at the core, it's a very long piece of pipework. Now, this is the diagram you're probably more familiar with, the diagram, the human physiology. What I love about human physiology and learning about human physiology is that we're all the same on the inside. When it comes to your digestive system, we're categorically the same. We all have this very long pipework that we're all trying to maintain and optimize over time. Now, this thing, it's just like anything else. Your body, it needs to be maintained on a regular basis. Okay? And it's not just going to get better on itself by chance, but you want to first understand how is it actually constructed. Now, I did not go to medical school. I don't have a medical background. So nothing I share is professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. You're going to have to continue to work with your doctor, naturopathic doctor, integrated medicine to find the right winning combination for yourself. Now, taking a quick look at this photo, food enters your mouth, down the esophagus into your stomach. Inside your stomach, this is where your digestive enzymes start to break down the food. And over here, you have your small intestines next. The small intestines is very, very long. It's 4.5 meters, or roughly 15 feet in length. Next, the small intestines is connected to the large intestines right over here. This is the ascending portion, transverse, and the descending portion of your colon. Over here, what we're dealing with is a colon that is about 1.5 meters in length. Every last one of y'all has a digestive system looking just like this, categorically. Some of you may have longer digestive systems, some of you may have shorter digestive systems, because some people are much taller, and some people are much shorter. So all in all, we're all doing the same thing. We all get hungry, we all have to eat, and somewhere along the line, people are experiencing chronic constipation. That's what we're trying to talk about today. The title of this video, what's the title of this video? Constipated? I pray this video finds you. I'm going to give you a remedy and also education along the way. Now, a lot of you, you're like, well, I'm a 2 days kind of guy. I don't use the bathroom every single day. Maybe once every 3 days, once every 4 days. Well, that's going to be very problematic because before you know it, you're a whole week into it and your problem is still not resolved. You need to go from the picture on the left to the picture on the right. If you're chronically constipated, that tells me you likely have a lot of waste material packed in your large intestines. And then when your elimination is incomplete, residues of all feces that are building up on the layers of the colon, as they putrefy, they can cause health problems, pain, and discomfort. What is putrefy? It is rot and decay. So many people all around the world, they have rotting and decaying feces stuck in their small and large intestines. Now, what do most people do when they're chronically constipated? Well, they are sitting on a toilet for a very long time. They're huffing and puffing, begging and pleading. They're trying to make things happen. As a result of doing so, nothing is happening, and then we get a small little pellet out the back. That's all they get. Now, you may be wondering, where did all the food go? It's like magic, right? It's not magic because it's still somewhere in your digestive system. Now think about this whole human physiology, the digestive system, by just looking at this diagram. It's a very long piece of pipework. And all the food you've eaten all over the years, I don't care if it's the fast food, there's Costco samples, the ice creams, Kentucky fried chickens, it's all in there somewhere, somehow. And it's just getting compacted in. And it's just getting worse every single year. So that's what we're trying to resolve. I want you guys to go to the grocery store, okay, and get yourself the set of ingredients. You want to get yourself apple cider vinegar, limes, lemons, or grapefruit. Now, I highly recommend using grapefruit. These are the best tasting. Now, if you don't want to use grapefruit, you may be worried about some drug interactions with grapefruit, then just stick with limes or lemons. This is pink salt. You want to get the fine grain pink salt. If you don't want to use pink salt, you can use food grade Epsom salt. Okay, I want you guys to go to Amazon, and on Amazon, you can just type in food grade Epsom salt. Most Epsom salts, they're for soaking purposes. They're not for consumption. And there are products on there that is for consumption. What is great about Epsom salt is that it doesn't have any sodium. So if you're worried about the sodium content, this is how you avert this problem. You just use the Epsom salt. It's very easy. And I also want you to screenshot the next couple of slides. You want to go to the grocery store and get yourself these other items as well, okay? Because I want you to make this process as smooth as possible. Now, if you're on my Twitter, you guys can also ask me questions. You can also jump on the Zoom call. If you look at the posts, there's going to be a Zoom link, okay? And you guys can jump on this call and have a discussion with me regarding digestive health. Go to the grocery store, get yourself a bottle of water that is 2 liters in volume. Get yourself a metal mesh strainer. Over here, you have a single press squeezer. Squeeze in your limes, lemons, or grapefruits. Very easy to use. Next, you're going to get yourself some measuring cups. The measuring cups must say the amount of milliliters on them. Get yourself another set. Instead of using your current set, I want you to get all these items, put them in a bag, because you will be using this on a very regular basis. I've been doing this protocol for over 5 years now. I've taught this to my own family members, and I've taught this to hundreds of people all around the world, how to do this. Now, if you were to follow my specific set of directions, then it's very highly likely you'll be successful with this. Why do people fail the selfless protocol? Number one, they're mixing things randomly. They have no sense of proportions. They don't follow directions. Another thing is they don't know how to drink this down in a very specific way that's going to produce that laxative effect. So get yourself some measuring cups, pink salt. Then you're going to get yourself a stainless steel thermos. The stainless steel thermos has a volume over 1 liter. Okay? Then you're going to get yourself another stainless steel mug for your black coffee. The black coffee is prepared separately, and it is optional. If you do not want to drink black coffee, that is perfectly fine. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. You guys are going to screenshot this, get these items, and the apple cider vinegar that you buy do not have any sugar added, because there's a lot of fancy apple cider vinegar out there. Some of them they're mixed in, infused in with other fruit juices. Don't do that. Even the coffee you prepare separately is this black coffee. Do not add any sugar or cream. Over here, I'm going to teach you how to mix it. There's going to be a little bit of fasting period the night before. You're finishing dinner around 7:30 p.m. You're not eating any late night snacks. You can still have some liquids, but you're going to keep your stomach empty. Next morning, same thing. You're going to wake up. You're not eating breakfast. You can still have liquids, but you're not eating any breakfast. At 11 a.m. on an empty stomach, make this in a thermos. So let's just say if you're taking a day off on Saturday. So night before, Friday night, finishing dinner around 7:30 p.m. Next morning, Saturday, no breakfast. You can have liquids at 11 a.m. on an empty stomach. I want you to put all these items in the stainless steel thermos. I want you to add 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons of pink salt or food grade Epsom salt. in the stainless steel thermos. You're going to cut and squeeze 3 lemons or limes or 1 grapefruit. You want to filter it through the metal mesh strainer and put that in the stainless steel thermos. You're going to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, that's about 60 ml. Put it in the stainless steel thermos. You can also put it through the metal mesh strainer if you want to filter the apple cider vinegar, because oftentimes your apple cider vinegar, it does come with sediments. Next, you're going to add 2.5 cups of hot water. You want to stir it up very, very thoroughly. You can spend 30 seconds, 45 seconds stirring this concoction up. Make sure all the salt dissolves evenly. Okay? You're choosing between either the pink salt or the food grade Epsom salt. But either one you use is going to be 25 milliliters total. Now, as we're approaching winter, instead of adding that 1 cup of room temperature water, just add another cup of hot water. All right? So on your table, there's going to be 3 items. You're going to have the bottled water, you're going to have your stainless steel thermos that you just prepared. Then you have black coffee, which is prepared on separately if you're drinking coffee. So 1, 2, and 3. Keep it very, very simple. The temperature of the salt flush solution is going to be about the same temperature as your coffee. It's not going to be burning hot. You may let it cool down just a little bit. As long as you can put it down, I want you to drink it. In the laws of thermo, hot expands, cold contracts. What are we trying to do right now? We're trying to clean out our small and large intestines. The way that we're going to do that, we're going to drink down the salt flush solution in a very specific manner that is going to expand our pipes a little bit, and it's going to help clean out all the debris from both the small and large intestines. Remember, this is a product that you drink down. This is not an enema. You may find different protocols online. They're talking about different enemas. You can have water enemas or even coffee enemas. This is not like that. This is something that you drink down. And our goal is to clean out both the small and large intestines, get the waste material out of the body. I'm going to teach you guys how to drink this down, because a lot of people do not know how to get this done. All right. Over here, you're going to take a tiny sip of this water, hold it in your mouth. Take a bigger gulp of the salt flush solution, drinking it down. Pace yourself, okay? And then you're going to take a tiny sip of this black coffee, a familiar taste to reward yourself. That's the step. So step 1, take a tiny sip of this water, hold it in your mouth. Then you're going to take a bigger gulp of the salt flush solution, drinking it down. Then you're going to take a tiny sip of the black coffee to reward yourself. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Your goal is to finish the salt flush solution first. Tiny sip. You're not drinking this, just a tiny sip. And if you do not like the salt flush solution, you can also use a stainless steel straw. I want you guys to go to the online store, wherever, and then you guys can buy yourself a stainless steel straw. Let me see if I can still have it on my front page. So go on my Amazon real quick. Okay, there we go. So something that you can reuse again and again. And because when you're first starting to drink this, it's a very unfamiliar taste. You don't know what it's all about. You're like, well, does it taste good? I'm going to stop it. That's how you can avert the taste. So welcome for those of you, you're on my Twitter. You guys can also jump on my Zoom call. Just look for the link in the post. So take a tiny sip of this water, hold it in your mouth. Take a bigger gulp with the salt flush solution, drinking it down. And then you're going to sip on black coffee to reward yourself. Okay, go through the steps 1 through 3, step through 3. But the goal is to finish the salt flush solution first. Now, before you even start drinking this, I want you to get into a very relaxed state. The way that you do that is you can listen to Rachmaninoff, Piano Concerto 2, Movement 2, or some type of music that you like a lot, and do some deep breathing exercises. You want to do some deep breathing exercises to let your stomach relax. You want to be breathing rhythmically. Breathe through the mouth, breathe through the nose, and you can feel your stomach rising up and down. Okay? When you do that, that's going to allow the sulfur solution to bypass into your small intestine. If you're very, very tense, that's not going to happen. This process can take 45 minutes, 1 hour, an hour and a half. It doesn't matter. There's no rush. There are different protocols online, and a lot of people, they fail because they don't use they don't use enough salt, okay, or the Epsom salt. Next, the solution is not even hot. It's quite cold, okay. Next, they're drinking it too fast. So that's why I'm telling you guys, the solution has to be hot. You must have the right proportions. That's why I got this proportions all laid out for you in this slide, or you guys can screenshot that. And I'm telling you guys to drink it very, very slow. Over here, once again, sip on the bottled water, hold it in your mouth. Take a bigger gulp with the sulfur solution, drinking it down. Sip on black coffee. We got somebody coming on. All right, we got a brave warrior coming on the Zoom. How are you doing, Alex? Alice, if you can hear me, let me know. And hold on, let me, I'm pretty new to this sound. I'm pretty sure I can bring you on. Yeah, if you want to unmute your mic, you can speak to me. No worries. I'm going to keep on doing my presentation, but if you have any questions, you can just ask along the way. Now, what we're going to do, you're going to expect a bowel movement to come through, okay? As you're doing these protocols, I want you guys to consider get yourself a stool. When you're on the toilet, you're not designed to use the bathroom at a 90 degree. You guys need to learn how to use some type of a stool, a squatty potty. That's going to allow this natural structure for your waste material to exit. Many people, they're having all sorts of problems with their digestive health simply because they're using a regular toilet. They are sitting on this toilet seat. The toilet seat, what it's going to do is going to pinch on your butt cheeks. As it pinches in on your butt cheeks, it's going to squeeze in on your anus right here. This modern toilet has caused so many problems for so many around the world. I want you guys to consider investing in a stool, or just make yourself a stool. It's very simple. Or you can even buy a squat toilet, okay? What's going to happen is that if you do this protocol, if you follow my set of directions, you're going to have waste material coming out. If you do the fasting period, okay, so you're not just doing this randomly, you're mixing the ingredients together. You're keeping the solution hot, okay? It's not going to be burning your tongue, but this solution is just going to be some temperature to this. Next, you're allowing yourself to really just take the time to drink this solution down. It's not a race. What's going to happen, you're going to have these milestones when you're exiting these waste material. Poop milestones, what you're going to have, you're going to have solids. This solution is going to come out. There's going to be solids going to come out, followed by soft poop, okay? Later on, you're going to get really, really soft poop. Then you're going to get torn brown water, lots of it. I'm talking about like savage. Now, when you're in this period right here, really, really soft poop, going from here to here, I want you to pound on this water, all right? I want you to release all the waste material out of the body. Because right now, you're getting the waste material out of the large intestine primarily. But later on, you'll notice that it's this bunch of liquids coming out. That means even the waste material from the small intestine is going out of you. The sulfur solution that you just drank earlier is also flowing out of you. And now you're just adding more water pressure on top. You guys understand? Which is going to add more water pressure through this whole digestive system to flush out both the small and large intestines. Now, if you're on my different streams on my Twitter, you guys can also join in on the Zoom call. Just look for the link in my post. Same thing if you're on my YouTube, there's a link right here. You guys can jump on. And for those of you, if you're on my Facebook, you can do the exact same thing. Actually, I don't know what's happening to my comment section. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you guys can click on those links to jump on the call. Okay? And you guys can go back and forth with me, which will be very helpful. So I can learn a little bit more about where you are and kind of guide you. Now, when you do this, it's going to create such a laxative effect. It's a diarrhea tsunami. Most people do not believe me when I share this with them. They think that John is just making things up. He's just making some jokes, hyperbole, exaggeration. Well, I make it a believer out of many people. Okay, and this message is just going out there because I taught people, hundreds of people, and they share the protocol that I taught to their friends and families and loved ones. They're getting this diarrhea tsunami and they're spewing out all this waste material out of their body. And the smell is absolutely horrendous. I just want to warn you guys in advance. There has been so much trash that's been accumulated inside your small and large intestines, putrefying, decaying and rotting. So when this waste material flows out of you, you may have feeling urges to throw up because it smells so bad. Okay? It's kind of like when you're driving on a highway and then you can smell somebody ran over roadkill. Maybe somebody ran over a skunk. And now you got to flip that thing to internal air. That's how nasty this thing is. So warn your family and loved ones in advance and put on a fan. Put on a fan, and then you can also get some ventilation going. You're going to find this water to become lighter and lighter and lighter if you do this right. If you do this right, as you're pounding on this water, right, you're just flushing out more waste material, and then over time, the water should become lighter and lighter. That's the goal. And over here, afterwards, I want you guys to recoat back up your digestive system with probiotics. It's very important for you guys to learn about probiotics and find the winning combination for yourself. And you want to recoat it back up because many people, maybe you're on course, you're on different medications, antibiotics, you're losing that protective layer. Your microbiome, it provides a protective layer over the small and large intestines. If you're taking a whole bunch of antibiotics, then you're losing that protective layer. And I tried many different probiotics. I tried inexpensive ones. I tried expensive ones. I'm telling y'all, you guys got to find the winning combination. The ones that I use right now is probably the least expensive one. And over here, after that, you want to take some electrolytes, okay? Electrolytes are very important for you. I want you guys to take either coconut water, do some watermelons to replenish your sodium, chloride, magnesium, potassium, and calcium. You can get some electrolyte powders if you like, but I highly recommend you guys just stick with, very simple items, coconut water, watermelons. As you're pounding on that water, you're actually releasing a lot of electrolytes out of the body. And I don't want you to have that. I want you to replenish back up. And if you're not super hungry, you don't have to go back to eating right away. Nobody told you you have to force feed yourself after a detox protocol. You can just relax, okay? You can eat something very soft. You can eat papaya, eat some fruits. Work with one ingredient at a time. Don't be eating a whole bunch of ingredients because you're going to throw up. Oftentimes, we're having so many digestive problems because we never gave our digestive system a rest. You're always eating and eating and eating. This system is so tired out, okay? Not only that, many of you are chronically constipated. So your colon has been dilated, it's enlarged over time. You never gave it time to rest. So why don't you give it the time to rest and just do nothing and go to bed and just rest for yourself and let your body return to its natural state, homeostasis. Then after you do some probiotics, maybe you do some electrolytes, definitely do some electrolytes. Then you're eating very, very soft foods and just go rest, okay? avoid the mistake of overeating immediately after a detox protocol. Many people, they do make that mistake and they feel awful. Okay? Everything that I'm sharing with you is not professional medical advice, but I'm sharing with you over 5 years of experience. I've done so many mistakes over the years, and I've heard so much feedback from people that work with this protocol from different situations. I'm trying to give you guys this protocol that's going to very likely work for you if you follow the directions to a T. Okay? So I want to open up for some directions, some questions. So I always got people, maybe they'll jump on my Zoom call, we'll see. I made it available out there for anybody that wants to jump on. Somebody was on earlier. I think that might be my guy from Europe. If I had to guess. Da-da-da. So that's the very beginning part of our presentation. I wanted to share this presentation with you guys so you guys can understand, alright, what is the digestive system all about, right? And until you understand how the system works, you'll be chasing after symptoms because that's what the system wants to do. You may be experiencing different digestive problems. It could be ranging from constipation, gas problems, diarrhea, and they call it irritable bowel syndrome. There's so many different forms of it, and you never get to the bottom, the root issue of the causes. And the thing is just getting worse. Your conditions are just getting worse, and you may be taking some OTC laxatives. You may be going to the GI doctor, finding yourself some prescription strength medications, but after a while, they stop working. Isn't that frustrating? You know, we think that we're such a modern society. We should have all these pesky problems fixed by now. Surely we have chronic constipation fixed right now in 2024. I'm telling you guys, nobody fixed chronic constipation. Nobody. I did the keyword analysis for this, you guys understand. So when you're going on Google, going on Yandex, going on Yahoo, Bing, whatever search engine, people can learn how big a market is simply by the number of people they're searching for a particular keyword. Constipation by itself as a keyword is undefeated. It is recession-proof. The stock market could go down tomorrow. The real estate bubble could burst tomorrow. This one, constipation relief, it is evergreen. Okay? Doesn't matter if people are searching for this keyword in Russian, in Tajik, in Farsi, Arabic, Portuguese, Spanish, Chinese. Everyone in the world struggling with chronic constipation. So I'm telling y'all, Western medicine, or even traditional medicine, Chinese medicine, they don't really have a good solution for this. The next part of my presentation, I'm going to deal a lot about liabilities concerns. Because most people, you guys are so overconfident. You're overconfident in the system to fix you. Because you're thinking, well, I have insurance, right? We have all these doctors. We have all these GI doctors I can go to. They can sure fix me. No. Listen up. This is a toxic megacolon. It's a very life-threatening complication characterized by swelling, dilation, large intestine due to the inflammation, accumulation of large amount of gas and feces. Okay? I have to just share that with y'all. This is all the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, Taco Bells, Bojangles, Costco food samples, frozen pizzas, KFC, fried chicken. Okay? All the intestinal products you've eaten all over the years. Your chitlin and collard greens. You guys understand? It's all in it. Oh, you got Mr. Truman Capote. Truman, if you have any questions, just ask me along this presentation. I'm going to continue to go on. So over here, I just want to share with y'all, there's so many liabilities concerns people do not look into, because if you get your colon removed, let's just say the doctor removes your colon, there may be other complications they're going to have to continue to do. For example, let's just say if the descending portion of the colon, the doctors remove this, they just patch you up like it's a USB port or something. They think, oh, all we gotta do is do plug and play, and your remaining sections joined up together. That's what they do. Next, this is something even more serious. This is called a colostomy. Let's just say the descending portion, a portion right here at the end, was diseased. It could be diseased because a toxic megacolon. You can see how this person had all these feces packed in. So they remove this portion, but well, you may be wondering, how does the poop actually go out of your body? Well, they're going to install something called a stoma, which is a hole in the abdominal wall, which allows waste to leave the body. God damn it. So this is what this happens. Damn. So that's what could happen to you when you try to share information, try to help people. Okay? They're gonna spam. Next, you're gonna have a stoma bag attached to your stomach, okay? Creating a hole in the abdominal wall. Allows the waste to leave the body. Colostomy bag attached to the stoma to collect the waste. So this could happen to many of y'all out there if you're not careful. Over here, let's just say somebody else, they're dealing with this other procedure, which is called right hemicolectomy. They remove this ascending portion of the colon. They remove the ascending portion of the colon, and what the doctors will do, they will reattach the next. They're going to reattach the small intestines to your large intestine. Over here, this is called ileoanal anastomosis. Over here, the colon was completely removed. Okay? Completely removed. What does the doctors do next? They reattach the next. Reattach the rest. Over here, they're going to use the small intestines and reattach to your anus. That's what they do. Okay? And most people, they don't know anything about any of these medical procedures. They think that this could never happen to me. And let me tell you what, this is more common than you think. You can go talk to your nurse. You can go to your local ICU and just look around. How many people are there installed with a colostomy bag? Okay? And you may have family members right now that are dealing with all sorts of digestive issues. They've been going to the different specialists and nothing is getting resolved. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to be one of these different procedures. It just depends. It depends on what the doctors decide to do to you. Over here, you may get a severely displaced colon. A colon that has taken a different form entirely. Your regular colon, a healthy colon, should look like this. Should go up, sideways, and finally down, out the back for elimination. Now, when your colon is messed up from chronic constipation, this lady was only 23 years old. At 23, she already had a displaced colon. Colon goes up, loops back down. Okay, after it loops back down, loops back up again. Okay, and finally back down. I'm just gonna fix my sound a little bit. Depending on who's coming on here, I gotta be careful. Okay. So over here, I don't even know what the doctors did to fix her. Okay. But that could be an outcome. Just imagine when she's standing up, her colon is looping back into her lungs, right? Not only that, when she's standing up, all the waste material is fighting against gravity just to get to this point in her body before making its way back down. Next, you have diverticulitis, which is also very common. Okay, and just because I'm reading from these different medical texts doesn't mean I agree with anything that they write. I may agree with a small portion. Okay, what are they saying? They're saying that diverticulitis, this is seen in 10% of people over the age of 40 and 50% over the age of 60. Now, when you have pouches called diverticula that form in the GI tract, become inflamed and infected, right? And over here, this rate of disease typically increases with age, right? And the doctors will always tell you that the reason why you're getting this is because you're not eating enough fiber. You're not eating enough fiber. They always put the blame on you. I don't agree with fixing your digestive problems with fiber. It may not be the right thing for you. If you are chronically constipated, okay, you cannot go from the picture on the left to the picture on the right. That means you cannot just randomly eat fiber, because how is going to eating more fiber on top of chronic constipation going to help you? Over here, you have different types of symptoms. We have pain, tenderness in the left lower side of the abdomen, nausea, vomiting, chills, cramps in lower abdomen, constipation or diarrhea, rectal bleeding. Okay, very, very problematic. Over here, you have ulcerative colitis, which is also very common. People there are dealing with different symptom flare-ups. Over here, you have a combination of diarrhea, bloody stools, abdominal cramping, and weight loss. You got treatments including medication and surgery, right? And when you're dealing with this ulcerative colitis, ulcerative surface, doctors usually prescribe you corticosteroids, immunosuppressants, biologics. What these medications do, they suppress the immune system. So in the short term, you're not experiencing symptom flare-ups, such as the diarrhea, bloody stools, abdominal cramping, but you have to ask yourself, did you really fix the root of the problem? Whatever the doctor is doing, you always have to ask yourself, what am I actually doing? Am I treating the root cause, or I'm just trying to kick the can down the road? I'm not really fixing it, so it's just a temporary patch that they're putting on. Crohn's disease, also very common. Over here, you're dealing with diarrhea, stomach aches or cramps, blood in the stool, tiredness or fatigue. And this inflammation is inside both the small and large intestines. The risk factors for this condition include family history, smoking, certain medications like antibiotics, birth control pill, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, such as aspirin, ibuprofen, high-fat diet. All right? I don't agree with everything that they write, but I'm just saying, doesn't matter if you're looking at a diverticulitis, an ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, they have very similar symptoms. It's that combination of diarrhea, stomach aches or cramps, blood in the stool, tiredness, fatigue, unexplained weight loss. Rectal prolapse can be very, very common as well, because people are straining on the toilet. Many elderly people, they deal with this daily. Have you got around some elderly people and then they have this old people smell? It is international, it is categorically the same across the board. Because many elderly people, their number one battle is just using the bathroom every single day. Many of them, they're used to sitting on the toilet 45 minutes at a time, 1 hour at a time, an hour and a half. As they're constantly straining, they're actually making their rectum flip inside out. Okay? What else can happen to you? From the rectal prolapse, you may get a combination of anal abscesses and fistulas, These are infected cavity filled with pus near the anus rectum. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. Over here, people may be experiencing anal fissures as well. Anal fissures, these are cracks, breakages, splittings, could be very painful, also very common. Mm-hmm. So many people, when they go to the doctor, they may ask them, how do I fix this? What is the cause to this? Many doctors, they will tell you there's no clear-cut cause, okay? They're going to say a combination of things like there might be a genetic predisposition. They love to use that term, a genetic predisposition. In other words, some patients are more prone, based on their genes, to develop this condition while others don't. I want you to challenge these things the doctors tell you all day, every day, that somehow you cannot avert these medical conditions based on your genetic predisposition. Because what are the people struggling with? They're struggling with chronic constipation, infrequent stools, severe straining. That's what's causing the anal fissures. That's what's causing the rectal prolapse. And on top of that, you could get hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids are internal or external. These are just swollen veins that could happen. Could be very, very itchy. It could involve rectal bleeding. Very problematic. And when you go to see your primary care, they may refer you to a proctologist. These are colorectal surgeons. They can treat the entire gastro tract, but specifically issues involving the rectum and anus. Okay? And over here, they may examine you. They're ready to examine you. They make a lot of money, actually. North of $500,000 a year. Many clients, they get a lot of clients because many people are having these problems. So this guy, he's got his latex gloves readied up. You guys understand? The bottom whisperer is ready to examine you, and they're going to tell you, well, after examining you, we found different rectal prolapse, okay, hemorrhoids, internal, external, or fistulas, anal fissure. They're going to have different medical procedures for you. Now, the problem is that, well, they're just fixing the temporary problems, right? They're not really treating the root cause. What's the root cause? It's the chronic constipation, the severe straining. And if you don't fix the problem upstream, I'm talking about if you are still dealing with the picture on the left, the proctologist is just fixing this tiny little problem here, but your problem is here. If you can't go from the picture on the left to the picture on the right, you're going to continue to develop new problems around the colorectal area. Do you guys understand? That's what's happening to many of y'all. So that's why you guys got to go through my presentation earlier, what I explained, a protocol that could be very helpful for you on your journey. Now, I also want to share with y'all, there are other protocols, and you want to just look these up and find and learn if it's right for you. This is called hydrotherapy, and they don't have them in every city, but you got to look them up. Over here, this is the apparatus. They're going to have you lay down here on this apparatus, and the colon hydrotherapist, they're going to put in hot water through your back end to help get this waste material out of your body. That's what they're going to do. And over here, some of you may have to go an entire week, every single day, every other day, just to get back to normal. Okay? Some of you are so severely, chronically constipated, and you push things off for so long. And that waste material always finds a corner to tuck this waste material somewhere. And you got to get it out. But you got to communicate well with your colon hydrotherapist. If you don't communicate well with your colon hydrotherapist, then they may be putting the water pressure too quick. If they're putting the water pressure too quick, you may get a perforation on your colon. And now this waste material is oozing out of your colon. Then you're going to be dealing with sepsis shock and end up at the hospital. There's always a risk Doesn't matter if you're doing colon hydrotherapy. Doesn't matter if you're doing a salt flush protocol. Okay, the one that I explained earlier in this presentation. And I can guarantee you, there is a risk if you do absolutely nothing. And that's what most people will do. Most people will opt to do nothing, thinking that this is how my body works. I even saw this one YouTuber, he doesn't even go to the bathroom 4 to 5 days at a time. And he thinks that's normal. And this is a young guy. So chronic constipation, this is not just about the elderly. Most people think that this is just for people that are old. I don't have to look at this. This can't happen to me. I can guarantee you, this is very problematic across the board, okay? In all ages. You could be in your early 20s dealing with this. So I want to open up for some questions if you guys have any. That'll be very helpful to know, kind of get an idea where you guys are at. I'm going to check my different platforms, see if there are any questions. Alright, do you guys know how to remove how do you remove them all? Let me check this real quick. Alright, coming back in here, I want to share with y'all what are some possible outcomes if you don't deal with this early. Many people that have already gone down that path, they already work with their doctors, they work with different GI doctors, okay? What are they typing online? And these are shared anonymously, but I just want to let you guys know, these problems there are very, very common. So this person says, I'm impacted. All home remedies, OTC laxatives, enemas, dietary changes, addition, nutritional oils, quit working last month all of a sudden. The ER couldn't reach it, and their enemas didn't work. The highest dosage of lenses is nothing, and the Marilax colonoscopy prep just gives me overflow diarrhea. Small bits are coming off the impaction, probably from the hospital enemas last Saturday. What else can I do? I feel like the impaction is just way too big to get out, and it seems like nothing is softening it enough. Over here, what else we got? Hello, I've been struggling with severe chronic constipation for a couple years now. It's only gotten worse over the last 6 months or so. I've been prescribed Trulance and Linzess, highest doses for both, and neither of these medications working very well for me at this point. I can pass a little bit of stool, but not so much. But not much so I'm constantly extremely backed up. I have to spend about half my waking hours lying down because I'm so bloated and nauseous, often in pain. As far as OTC laxatives, nothing really works there either. Zocalox, enemas, suppositories, magnesium citrate, nothing works. I was supposed to have a colonoscopy today, but can keep the bowel prep down. The procedure had been rescheduled from a month to now, and one of the nurses in my GI office prescribed a pill-based cleanse. The pill is called Sutab, and I was warned ahead of time that patients often have trouble completely emptying their bowels with this pill. So given my struggle, I'm doubtful that this will actually work for me. Here's my question. Has anyone here gone to the point where nothing works, meds or OTC laxatives, and had to have sort of in-office medical procedure done? I'm so sick and so miserable. What are special colonics? I'm not even sure how those work. If anyone has any advice or experience with this, I'd be very grateful. If you could share with me what you ended up doing and what the outcome was like, thank you. We think that these are very, very rare instances because they've already gone to the doctors, right? They thought they could get answers from their doctors. But now they're posting anonymously all over the internet, looking for answers. Different forums, different groups on Facebook, different forums all over the world. Because there are no solutions out there, guys. Some people, they're struggling so bad, they are throwing up their own feces. Somebody says, what's the longest you've gone without poop? 4 weeks. What's hell? Was throwing up feces, unblock myself, suppositories eventually. Has anyone vomited fecal matter because it couldn't go down? What did you need to do about it? Guys, look into this. This is called that feculent vomiting. Okay, feculent vomiting is a real thing. As I discussed before, your digestive system is a very long piece of pipework. That waste material must exit here. If it's not exiting here, then it's going to get backed up in the colon first. This waste material getting packed in. If it's still not going out, then it's going to work its way backwards through the small intestines. So this waste material is going to accumulate in the small intestines, and eventually it's going to work its way back into your stomach, and you're going to throw it up through here. Okay? Feculent vomiting, mechanical intestinal obstruction. Look those up. There are thousands and thousands of cases of this every single year. Okay? So I'm going to take a short break. If you have any questions, you guys can just put them on my social media or just wait until I come back. Okay? All right. So today we did cover a lot of material. We talked about the selfless protocol, all right, and then we talked about different liabilities concerns. If you don't fix this problem early, you will be dealing with a lot of medical procedures. You're going to see a lot of doctors. Your calendar is going to be filled up with doctor visits. And on top of that, you're still not getting to the root problem. Because I shared before, there are many people that are going down that path. Right? They think that their doctor could fix them, but they end up even worse over time. So today I want to throw something on the radar screen that most people ignored. Okay? Most people don't know there are internal parasites. Internal parasites are very, very common. And what they're going to do, they're going to cause so much obstructional problems, intestinal obstructions. And I think that's one of the reasons why many people, they still can't use the bathroom after they've been taking all the laxatives. Because the laxatives, they're not going to get rid of the internal parasites. Now, many people, they're very confident. They say that I live in a first world country. I live in Sweden. I live in Switzerland. I lived in, United States, Canada. There's no way I could have internal parasites. Wrong. People are finding internal parasites and they're just going grocery shopping at Whole Foods Market, or they go to Costco, right? There are over 800 locations now worldwide, and people love to eat a lot of raw fish these days. They make their own sushi, sashimi. Tell you what, when you do that, there's a lot of risk to internal parasites. How common are internal parasites? I want you guys to do the research for yourself. This museum in Japan has 60,000 specimens. Roughly 100 different parasites can attack the human body. Over here, even in the United States, they have a national parasite collection. It's got over 100,000 specimens. And every year, this collection increases. They keep on finding new organisms, new parasites they add to their collection. Now, not every last one of these parasites is going to attack you. They attack other animals. But recognize that there's 100, at least 100 different parasites that could attack your body right now. Now, most people are not aware. I'm just going to tell you guys it like it is. You may have multiple species of parasites in your body right now. And I want to go through what those are, potential parasites are. You may have liver flukes, you may have pinworms, tapeworms, and roundworms. Okay, very, very common. Liver flukes, they first hatch in water, and then after they hatch, they're going to find an intermediary host to target, such as a snail. They're going to use the snail, extract its resources, grow to a certain size, and exit the snail. Then they're going to go into some form of vegetation. On this vegetation, the cow or the sheep comes along, eat this in, and now they have liver flukes. Liver flukes are very common. You can talk to anybody that is in ranching. Idaho, Montana, North South Dakota, Australia, New Zealand, doesn't matter. Texas, they have to deal with almost every year. Because your livestock's getting sick because the liver fluke is targeting their liver. Okay? And the liver is a storage of vitamins and minerals. Many people that are eating raw foods, or they're eating even raw liver. There's a cult right now, internet cult, where they're eating all this raw liver. Well, guess what? They may be eating a lot of liver flukes. And these liver flukes, oh, here we go. I was having problems with my broadcast. Liver flukes love to target your liver due to its nutritional value. So if you go over here, you're eating a lot of raw meat, steak tartars, or if you're doing Korean barbecue, because a lot of these Korean barbecue places, there's a time limit. So with the time limit, you're rushing through the cooking. You're not really fully cooking the meat. Over here, many people around the world are eating intestinal products. Intestinal products has a lot of parasites. People are eating sushi, hot pot. They all carry a lot of risk. Tapeworms are very common. You can find them in pork, find them in beef, also in fish. Okay? And this is what they look like under the microscope. They have a rostellum. This is their teeth that hooks onto your small and large intestines. They basically suck the life force out of you. And these four things, these are the suckers. They provide a very good foothold on your intestinal walls, so they're not going anywhere. So tapeworms anatomy, they look like this. Over here, this is the head portion, the rostellum, the suckers, and this is their reproductive system. This reproductive system is very powerful because they're hermaphrodites. They can just extract resources from you and they continue to survive and replicate. Each progotid, this is their reproductive system, can hold up to 100,000 eggs. So if you're dealing with one beef tapeworm, it's got 1,000 progotids. We're looking at 100 million eggs. Over here is somebody in Thailand. They pulled out a tapeworm that was so long, it was close to 60 feet or 18 meters. That's how long it was. And Many people, they just don't even think this is possible. You may have parasites in you right now, and they're extremely long, extremely problematic. And that's why you continue to have intestinal obstructions, having a hard time getting the waste material out. Very common in pets. Tapeworms are also very common in pets. Over here, somebody extracting out this tapeworm from their cat. And this American bully spewing out a whole bunch of roundworms. Over here, somebody's pulling out, very likely a botfly, out of the nasal cavity of this cat. So botflies are also very crazy. You guys look up, take time, go to your local library, check out some books, go online, find books on parasitology, and study one parasite per day, maybe for the next 60 days, okay? Because you don't think they're real until you really study them out. Because most doctors will not even tell you. Now I'm going to talk about how the liver, different parasites, they can even attack your brain. This is called neurocysticercosis. So parasites, they can go outside of your digestive tract. They can attack your brain, attack your liver, attack your kidneys. Attacking your kidneys can end up Ascaris-induced pancreatitis. This is the roundworm. According to PubMed, there's 800 to 1.2 billion people in the world that suffer with this parasite. Don't you think that's a lot of people? Pinworms are very common, very common. Also, once again, affecting almost 1 billion people worldwide from all socioeconomic classes. Some people think that this is just a third world problem, places that have poor sanitization. Not true. Very common everywhere. Over here, this is somebody, doctors extracting out all these roundworms out of somebody's colon. Okay, so this is further problematic intestinal obstruction taking place in the colon from roundworms. When you have this many roundworms in your body, don't you think your body is going to have a tough time getting the waste material out of the colon? That's what we're talking about. If you want to talk about detox, you have to talk about a lot of uncomfortable topics. Now I'm going to share with you some items that could be very helpful for you to eliminate parasites. And this is not professional medical advice time, this is your treatment. This is clove bud, this is wormwood, these are herbal medicines, treat different parasitic infections, have been used for centuries. This is OTC medication, methazidol. This is found to be effective against roundworms, whipworms, pinworms, and hookworms. Now there are different herbal blends. Herbal blends, tinctures. This one is a black walnut and wormwood combination. Another wormwood combination in pill form. Now, for your dogs, you may want to look into Panicure C, work with your vet to find the ones right for your pets. And also look into the risk factors, because there are people, they feed their cats and dogs with different products and their pets get severely sick from anti-parasite medication. So look into that. So you may want to opt for a more herbal product. Okay, over here you have Frontline, advocate for your cats. Once again, you have to work with your vet, right? Over here, maybe some of y'all are dealing with even more problematic parasites. And there are parasites, they are extremely small. There are single-cell protozoans. And the doctors may prescribe prescription strength medications. This is albendazole, or this other product over here. Now, it doesn't matter what you use, you just have to find the right combination for you. Now, from my perspective, there's just so many parasites that are out there. You have to get rid of parasites. Work with one product at a time. Work with one product at a time and really go through them and thoroughly. It may take 2 to 3 months getting rid of all different parasites. Now, if you can keep your small and large intestines clean, let's just say if you are cleaning your small and large intestines regularly, you can avoid a lot of this, because parasites, they love to thrive in a very, very messed up, dirty environment. Now, for those of you like me, who are just a little bit more cautious, I'm going to take these herbal products. I'm going to take some OTC medications, maybe for a couple days straight. And on the 4th day, I'm going to do my detox protocol, which cleans out the small and large intestines combined, the soft flush protocol that I explained earlier in this presentation. That's what we're going to do. And that's going to flush out all the dead parasites. Many people, they're very, very gung-ho about going do this detox protocol right away. Well, I don't recommend that, because let's just say if you're still struggling with chronic constipation, this is you. So you take a whole bunch of anti-parasite medications, you take this in, but you're unable to flush them out of your body. So on top of your chronic constipation, you also have a whole bunch of dead parasites sitting inside of you right now. You don't want that. Once again, you always got to come back to the basics. Now, who am I? My name is John, okay? Just another regular guy. Before, I had a whole bunch of digestive health problems, and I basically fixed myself over the years. I taught this program to myself, to other people in my family, and also a bunch of strangers online, how to get this done, how to clean out the small and large intestines. And that's how I really got back into shape, very naturally, even without going to the gym. When I say Dad Bod to Summer Bod Transformation Challenge, losing 3 to 5 pounds per month without going to the gym, all I really do is going for some runs, and I work out at home. And I like to go for a lot of small walks. Okay, walking definitely helps. So over here, coming back to this is the program that really helped myself and many people all around the world cleaning out the small and large intestines. And I want you guys to look into it, okay? It could be very helpful for you on your journey to recovering your health. Now, many people that have just used my free videos online, and they got a lot of great results with it. For example, over here, I did your protocol last night. Holy crap, I was not prepared for what came out. It helped me so much. Just purchase your program to support you. Thank you for many blessings to you. Over here, this is my friend from Italy, friend from Malaysia, and people finding my programs online. I've helped a lot of people in Taiwan, or just people that speak Mandarin Chinese. You guys can translate some of these photos online. They're very, very, very funny. And I also started a school. I'm also going to include my school link. So over here, if you guys want to work with me and in a classroom setting, I think that will be very helpful for some of y'all. In my classroom, I want to show you guys what I have, okay? Because a lot of times you may have all these different protocols all over the place. You don't know what to look for. You want to have a place where you have all the protocols, right? Over here, I'm going to teach you how to do the soft flush protocol. This is complete in both English and Chinese. Over here, I'm going to work on the parasite detox protocol next. And this one is also complete in English. This is the liver and gallbladder flush. For those of you who want to improve your liver health, you're worried about gallstones, well, I know how to get the gallstones out of the body safely. Over here, later on, create a course around kidneys rejuvenation. Some of you may be looking for one-on-one coaching. This would be numerology, also 八字, finding out what your 5 structures are. Because oftentimes we don't know how do we best take good care of our body. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. That's what Aristotle says. So knowing yourself, basically, what is the template? What is this blueprint within? As we uncover this blueprint and we eat accordingly, we align our energies correctly, we're going to have a better chance. We're going to have a better, smoother way of life. So I want to leave these links with you so you guys have all these different protocols that could be helpful on your journey. Okay. But my story is very simple. I had a whole bunch of health problems, and now I know how to take care of my health, but I also keep things very humble. There's always something more for me to learn and something more for me to apply. I don't want to just say, oh, I don't have any problems now, there's something for me to learn. No. Every single year, I'm learning something new, right? So this year, I'm focusing on how to clean out the kidneys. I'm working on this detox protocol, this kidney protocol, and it's using all natural herbs, okay? And what do I want to avoid? I want to avoid kidney stones. I want to avoid dialysis. Because that's what Western medicine, this is the solutions that they have for you. If I want to avoid this, I want to have the presence of mind to fix my kidneys now. Just like, even though I've improved a lot with my own personal health, there's always another level of health I can unlock. I don't limit myself to where I've achieved so far, okay? There's always something more I can do to better understand about my internal organs. Because I truly believe if you fix your internal organs, you're going to look a lot better on the outside, naturally, without doing a whole bunch of work. Most people are thinking about cosmetic surgeries, right? They're going to see their skin doctors and then they're doing different medical procedures. What if I learn about my different organs one by one and improve the conditions on my organs one by one, right? How do I improve my pancreas? How do I improve my gallbladder and liver? How do I improve my spleen? How do I improve my kidneys? All these organs, if we take good care of ourselves, we all have these organs. And we don't want to just, get them removed out of our life for no reason. Now, some people, this is way too long until the organ is so diseased, the doctors have to remove it. You don't want that. You want to say, okay, I know if I don't take good care of this now, my future is going to be very, very difficult. Today, we primarily focus on the digestive system. These are the practical pessimisms, okay? The toxic megacolon. You may be dealing with colostomy bag. You may be dealing with a hemicolectomy, left or right, an ileoanal anastomosis. Okay, you may be dealing with a displaced colon. Okay, diverticulitis. You may be dealing with Crohn's disease, dealing with ulcerative colitis, right? Many, many problems. So instead of going down on that path, you recognize this small form of chronic constipation is very serious. Even if you're one day chronically constipated, you're just going every other day, you have to fix that right away. That's what I'm saying. So I want to open up for any questions. Alright, anybody on my YouTube? I don't know if it's actually somebody here. If you have any questions, you can jump on the Zoom call right away to go back and forth with me. Any questions? Trying to refresh this. Yeah, so there's a chat box. If you scroll up a little bit, there should be a link. You can also ask me questions in the chat box, but I think it'd be much easier if you just jump on the Zoom. If you jump on the Zoom, you don't even have to put in anything. Yeah, today we already cover a lot of questions, a lot of material. Right now it's just Q&A if you have any questions. Well, while we're here, I'm just going to share a little bit about liver cleanse, okay? And then we'll end the presentation. So liver cleanse. There is so much garbage that could be trapped inside your gallbladder right now. When you're trying to fix any organ, you have to learn about human physiology. So I spend a lot of time just looking at this photo. I just kept looking at it, because when you first start learning about these things, it's all brand new to you, right? But as you're looking at this a little closer, you can see that, oh, we have these hepatic ducts, okay? You have the right hepatic duct, you have the left hepatic duct, and these ducts, they go very, very deep inside the liver. Now, they all come back down through the common bile duct and they attach to the cystic duct into the gallbladder. One of the functions of the liver is to produce bile, and bile is stored in the gallbladder. The purpose of bile is to break down fats so you can absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Some people, after they do this gallbladder surgery, they no longer can produce bile. So every single time they eat anything fatty, they are dealing with chronic diarrhea all day, every day. Extremely problematic, okay? And I want you guys to think about, it's very, very common. This surgery, the gallbladder removal, it is so common. I think over 1 million surgeries per year, 1.2 million surgeries per year in the United States alone. Okay, and a couple more million over in Europe, very likely. I'm sure a couple more million over in Asia. I mean, it's $1 billion industry. And you cannot wait until your gallbladder is still dilated, that you can't do anything with it but to extract it. Some people, they just wait until this problem is so severe. They finally had to get the surgery done. I'm not the type of person. I'm the type of person, I'm looking at this, I'm like, all right, this is a very, very common outcome for many people. I'm not going to wait for a gallbladder attack, right? I'm going to learn how to flush out all these gallstones. As you can see, these gallstones, if they're trapped in the gallbladder, they can exit the gallbladder through the cystic duct, into the common bile duct, and into the duodenum. Now, when you talk to most doctors about this, they will mock you. They'll think that is impossible because gallstones, they could be very, very large, right? They said that there's no way the gallstones could come out through that small little common bile duct. It's impossible. I've done this protocol 46 times now since 2023, and my health has only recovered, has only experienced an upward trajectory, and I'm telling you, this is very, very possible. So you guys, if you speak English, okay, I got the English course out here, liver and gallbladder flush. That's how you guys can learn. But you want to move things in progression. Salt flush protocol followed by the detox parasite. Over here, then you do the liver and gallbladder flush. And then you deal with kidneys rejuvenation. Okay. And I have other courses I'm also building out. I'm going to build them out just one at a time, and depending on the interest, right? So right now I have the English version built out. But if I have a lot of people that are Chinese speaking, then I'm also going to put together the course also in Chinese. So here in the salt flush protocol, let's just say if you log in, you're going to see all these videos over here and you want to watch them in order. I'm going to tell you how to get this done exactly. Over here, this is the Chinese version. So I'm going to tell you exactly how to get this done. And here in the classrooms, you have all these courses in one place. And you also have a community. You can connect with other people also on this detox journey. We may also have some live events in the future, right? So many things coming on, but I want to provide this for y'all, for those of you who are really interested in detox, okay? Getting the waste material out. And I also want to just touch base with y'all. There is a lot of congestion that could take place in your liver right now. Many people, they're not even drinking alcohol, and the doctors tell them they have a fatty liver. They call it a non-alcoholic fatty liver, right? Where there may be congestion that is in your liver right now. Your liver is a filter. It's filtering waste materials from the blood 24/7, 365. It's going to get tired. And you have no system, no protocol in place to actually clean out your liver. I'm telling y'all, you gotta have something in. And it's gonna take a lot more than just taking some herbal supplements online. Because many people, they just tell you, oh, all you gotta do is just take some milk thistle, okay? Chanca piedra, and that's gonna help fix your liver. No, I disagree with that. You need to get the gallstones out of the liver. And it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of effort. There's might be some emotional roller coasters, ups and downs. There are going to be some seasons of discomfort. Detoxing, there are a lot of times you're just going to have to push through, okay? Because it's your life, and only you can fix yourself at the end of the day. And I want to thank you guys for jumping on this call, okay? Once again, I'm just going to leave my link across for those of y'all who want to join my class. I want to thank you guys for taking your time watching this. This is also a recorded call, so for those of y'all, you watch it later, be made available. But have an amazing rest of your day, okay? And I will talk to you soon.